guys. Thank you for joining me again for another night of Facebook Live. I also want to take time out just to recognize those that catch us on the replay from YouTube and or SoundCloud. I am your host, Tricia Bray Smith, author, educator, and public speaker. It is indeed a blessing to be here with you tonight, as always, to just have a conversation and share some insight with you guys. So for those of you that are joining me tonight from the comforts of your home or wherever you are, I appreciate you sacrificing your time to be here with me. Go ahead and like and share this video as you log on with me tonight. Again, go ahead and like and share these videos as you log on with me tonight, so that others on your timeline can share in the content or the conversation as well. We are talking tonight from the topic, stop fooling yourself. Stop fooling yourself. And this is just something that I feel like is necessary that we address as we are preparing for the Worthy of Abundance virtual summit coming up August 5th through 8th. And so therefore, since I am bringing up about the summit, I've also tagged several of you guys in this information or in this broadcast tonight. And not to put you on the spot or anything like that, but just so maybe, being that I am mentioning about the summit, it may be something that you'd like to view and possibly share. Hello, Diane. How are you tonight? Tonight we're talking about fooling ourselves. It's time to stop fooling ourselves. So I hope that the content tonight resonates with you. I hope that there's something that's going to be said to empower you and encourage you also tonight. And so I tagged several of you guys, and as you're logging on with me, like and share this video, send me a shout out, let me know that you are here with me. I'd really appreciate all the love. Honey, I am well. Been here with these kids. Today it's just me and the little ones today, and so I'm just grateful to have this time now to where I can have some adult time and begin to wind down for the night. Of course, they're not asleep yet, but they are in bed, so I don't know if they may do like they did last night and come and make themselves known. Make themselves known. Nonetheless, guys, we're talking tonight from the topic, stop fooling ourselves. And this is a very serious issue that I'm bringing up tonight, but I want to make it as light but as realistic as I possibly can. Hey, Keisha, how are you tonight? It's good to have you with me. So what it is that, guys, when we have issues, when we have things that bother us, we have been conditioned to sweep it under the rug. We come from a generation of people that told us that whatever goes on in this house stays in this house. We do not share our business with other people. And as a result of that, these are also the same type of behaviors or the same type of things that we taught our children. And now we're living in a world to where everything is broadcast. Everything is brought to the light or to the forefront. If we have kids that have been misused or abused, the kids are letting it be known. It's posted on social media. If we're in relationships where we're being misused and abused, things are now being exposed, and they're being told, not through our generation, my generation and those above me, but from these younger generations. The kids nowadays have a vocabulary, they have a voice, they have a platform to where they feel more free to share and express the things that they deal with. Now, on the flip side of that, we also see a lot of what they deal with and a lot of the things that they go through from day to day. So if they're addicted, we see them in their addictions because they'll post the pictures of them being high and partying and drinking and things like that. If they're violent, we see videos and posts and things like that that express their angers and frustrations. If um, they're being misused, we see everything pretty much in a nutshell of a lot of the issues that the young or the new generation uh, goes through. So we see their lives like a script on the screen. Now, I say that because they're finding their voice. They're finding their voice regardless of the issues that they uh, deal with from day to day, regardless of how good or how bad their life is, or how good or bad it's perceived. They have a voice and they know it. And regardless of where they find themselves, they don't mind sharing what it is that they're going through. Now, with us, we didn't learn our voice, or we're just coming into the knowledge of what it is to have a voice. Where we fooling ourselves is in thinking that because we are now 40, 50, 60 years old, we have fooled ourselves into believing that because now we are here and nobody knows our secrets, that we're okay. So everybody thinks we're okay because we look okay on the outside. However, the thoughts and the issues that we have that torment us every day and wake up with us every day keep us bound up and living a life in suppression. What do I mean by suppression? That means that when these traumas resurface, when we see that man that misused us, or when we smell a certain thing, or when we hear a certain thing, and it triggers many of our secrets, and it caused the skeletons and the bones in our closet to shake, and we're afraid of being exposed, it now causes us to relive the events in our mind. And so we continue to suppress because instead of really taking the time to deal with that issue and having to expose it, we choose to put on a face, put on a mask, and continue to hide behind the secrets of the issues that traumatize us from day to day. And how do they traumatize us from day to day? It's because the one thing or the one person we cannot escape is our own self and our own thoughts. So we fool ourselves time and time again into thinking that we are okay. So we lie to ourselves. And doing that, we never really get the healing. We never really get to the point where we really deal with this because we don't want other people to know our secrets. We just want people to think that because we made it this far, we're okay. And we fool ourselves time and time again. I lived for years hiding behind the traumas of my secrets. There was just some things about me that I didn't care for other people to know. And a lot of it was the fear of what they would think of me at that point. Would they no longer see me from seeing my secret, or from seeing the things that I've done, or from hearing the things that I've said or that I've thought? And so that caused me to suppress and to hide in front of everybody else. But what that did to me mentally and emotionally was to keep me in a place to where those thoughts would just run over and over and over and over again in my mind. I could still see myself in the shame of whatever it is that my traumas are. So with that, I was never healed. I was never free from whatever happened. No matter how many years ago it happened, I could never break free from that. It was never until I finally got real with myself to say, so what if somebody else knows? Because I feel like if I have been through something, if I have survived something, if I have overcome something, then I'm not the only one. Someone else has been through. Someone else is in a place to where they're ready to overcome and they're looking for help. And with me holding in information, it helps no one. But I'm doing all the harm to myself. But when I learned what it is to have the power to write, and I began to write my books and to share my books, it freed me from years and years of suppression. Because I realized at that point that even now, with people, and Lord knows who, even now that they know my secrets, or knew the things that I've been through in life, or they know some of the things that I've said or some of the things I've thought, I am no longer held captive by the fear and the shame of whatever it is. It's almost like a freedom, a breath of fresh air after you've been closed up for so long. And so I came to the point to where I no longer had to fool myself into believing that just because no one knows my secrets, I'm okay. And guys, I want to share with you tonight, for those of you that are sitting here listening to me and for those that are catching us on the replay, I want you to know tonight that just because no one else knows your secrets, no one else knows that hidden demon that you have inside, just because no one knows that you have this issue, does not mean that you're okay. It only means that you became a master of suppression, of hiding that. And I want to tell you that anything that is hidden and anything that you continue to keep hiding, you cannot and will not get free from. And whether that is you being tormented and haunted by your own thoughts, or whether that is you desiring to overcome something and you just don't know how, I just want to share with you that the only way you can really be free is to stop lying to ourselves, to look at it, and to expose it. And that doesn't necessarily mean that you're getting on a Facebook Live and exposing it for the entire world to see. I'm not saying that. I would never tell you that, and I would never put you in a position like that. But what I am saying is when the opportunity presents itself, and you know when opportunity presents itself, because that is the time when that conversation comes up, or that is the time when someone else is sharing, that you begin to hide and duck down in the background and act like you've never been through anything. So you're hiding behind that because you don't want somebody to know that you can relate to what they've been through. That's what I'm talking about. Opportunity presents itself so that you no longer have to, hey Denise, how are you, baby? Opportunity presents itself for you to witness to that young lady or to that young man. And instead of you taking that opportunity to share your struggle and what you went through that's similar to theirs, you duck and hide and continue to judge and manipulate and point the finger and act like you've never been through something. These are the times of opportunity that you could use to not only help somebody else, but to also begin to take the steps to healing yourselves. Anything that is hidden cannot resolve. It will not. And this is why those conversations show up. This is why those people show up. And you're having an opportunity to share and to let go and to release. But you never do. You continue to hide and say, oh, I better not share that because they're going to look at me differently. Or nobody knows that it's been a secret for 60 years, so I better keep it a secret. But what that does to you is to continue to recirculate in your mind and play over and over and over again, and then you're never free from that. So you can continue to hide behind the curtains of your shame or whatever it is that happened to you or whatever it is that you've done. Now, I've seen several instances where some young man or woman was going through something, and these are the occasions that I will reach out privately to someone and to just share with them a word of encouragement, to let them know that you're having a child, and you're uncertain of what that child's father looks like or who that child's father is. I've been there, I've done that. I've been there, I've done that. I can relate. Hold your head up and just continue to be who you are. Continue to be the best mother or father that you can be, and you can do it. You can make it. It does not dictate the rest of your life. Simple as that. Or, yeah, I see you in your addictions. I see you struggling. And yes, it may seem like it has you right now, but you hold on. You surround yourself with good people and people that are going places and doing the things that you desire for your life. You're here now, but that doesn't mean that you're going to be here in this same spot 10, 15, 20 years from now. You're going through a phase. How easy is that to reach out to that man or a woman in that relationship that is toxic and just give them hope, because you've been there, you've done that, you know what that looks like. And you don't have to share every intimate detail of the things that you've been through. But in order for you to heal and to get past suppressing these issues that we deal with, that looks like behaviors and bitter roots and frustrations and unstable attitudes and attacking people when they do things that are familiar to you, to these betrayals and things like this that we go through, instead of being on the defense and trying to hide and suppress, when we're able to do that, when we're able to reach out and help somebody else and share a little bit of our story at a time to help somebody else through a traumatic or a challenging situations, we begin the process of healing ourselves. And we do that by helping other people stand on their feet and know that you may be here now, but this is not always where you're going to be. These are grounds and challenging situations that help develop us. And I don't know why it's like this, but the darkest days of my life, the darkest hours in my life, have also created and produced some of the biggest blessings that I've ever known in my life. And why is it like that? I do not know. I do not know. But I do know that I refuse, hear me now, I refuse to hide behind the shame of my past. I refuse to hide behind the guilt and the labels that may be imposed upon me. I just have the mentality of so what if somebody knows that that was something that I went through, or so what if somebody else knows if that was how I thought, or some of the things that I've done. And I just had to get to that point. And it's not easy. It's not easy being exposed and put out on the front street. But you know what also isn't easy? To live a life of a lie. To live a life behind a mask. To live a life behind a facade of just looking good on the outside for everybody. Fixing all this up so that it looks good or it looks like something to everybody else, but on the inside, really not loving and appreciating who I am. I'd rather toe up on the outside and look like nothing on the outside for you all to see, and know that every time that I look in the mirror, I have peace. Know that every time when I'm having self-thoughts, I love who I am without hiding and pretending and lying to myself. I'd rather do the work on the inside and eventually have it manifest on the outside than live a life of a lie. Because lies are okay to live with, but lies are not okay for me to lay down and die with. Because I don't know where that would leave me eternally. To live a lie. To torment myself every day through my own thoughts. And then die and have a second death of torment. I just don't know what that looks like. I don't want to take a chance on that. I don't want to take a chance on not really grabbing the most out of life. Not really getting the abundance out of this life that I know that I'm due. And so this is why it's so important to me to share so much of me and so much of my story, whether I'm doing it here on Facebook Live, whether you're hearing it on the replay from YouTube or SoundCloud, whether you hear it come from my mouth through a conference or through a class or wherever it is, through my books. I'd rather share and impart a piece of the most intimate areas of my life with you, with hopes that something resonates with you and heal you, rather than sit here and live a lie pretending that I got it all together and that I don't hurt and that regardless of everything that happens to me, I'm okay. Knowing that I'm traumatized over and over and over again by my thoughts and the fear of somebody finding out what kind of skeletons I have in my closet. So I just want to encourage us today that if this is you, if this is you, if you are one that are watching this or hearing this, and you have been hiding and suppressing and fooling yourself, I just want to pose the question for you. Are you tired yet? Or are you tired? Are you tired of having to hide and live in the shame? Trying to fix up on the outside, knowing that on the inside you need help. And on the inside there's a little girl or there's a little boy that is traumatized and is bound up and know that they are not free. If this is you, I want to sincerely ask you to join me and 14 other speakers August 5th through 8th in the Worthy of Abundance Virtual Summit hosted by August Crenshaw. This is my petition to you. There is a better way. There is a better way. And I just believe that there is something that is going to be said through that platform that could resonate with you and that could possibly set you on the path to freedom. Because I don't care what your secret is. I don't care what kind of skeletons and bones you have in your closet. I don't care what kind of toxic relationships you've had. I don't care what kind of rapes and molestations you've had to suffer through. I don't care what kind of betrayals you've had to overcome. There is someone who has been through or that is going through some of the same things that you are faced with every day in your life. You are not alone. And sometimes I think that the best way to heal or the best way to get on that road to recovery is to hear your story being told through the life of somebody else. And I just believe that this summit is a safe place for you to get on that road, get on that path, to finally stop living the lie, to finally stop having to fool yourself, to finally just come to the realization that life happens, and it happens to all of us. And regardless of where we see ourselves, regardless of the image that we've portrayed for others to see us, we're not truly our best. We're not truly living a life of freedom until we're able to rationalize and to be able to stand up in ourselves and say, yes, this occurred. Yes, I was this. Yes, this is my secret. And I'm okay with it. I'm okay with it. I'm okay with everything. Because I know that if that was meant to break me, if that was meant to dictate how successful I can be in life, if that was meant to dictate what kind of relationships or what kind of future I would have, if it was meant to destroy me and have a negative impact, it would have taken me out already. I wouldn't be here at 44 years old, sitting in front of this camera, being able to share with you guys. It would have already taken its course. But being that I'm still here, being that you're still here and you're able to listen to this broadcast, being that you're hopeful and that you really know that you need some help and that you're really tired of pretending and looking like everything is okay, being that you're at that point, I'm telling you that you don't have to live another day behind the mask. And you don't have to go through the steps of healing and overcoming the suppression and learning how to find your voice by yourself. August Crenshaw's Worthy of Abundance Summit, she's brought a variety of speakers in to come and help us put the pieces together. And not only that, when you register for this conference and you get your ticket, you will also get a workbook. And that workbook has questions in it. It has dialogue and things like that within it to help you process the information as it relates to you. And you're doing that in the privacy of your own home. You're doing that in the safety of your own thoughts, in your own world. It puts you in a community of people who can relate to any and everything that you've been through. And all of our stories may not look the same. It may be pieces of my story that you relate to. It may be pieces of August's story that you relate to. It may be pieces of Kiki's story that you relate to. It may be pieces of Vice President Montgomery's story that you relate to. But there is something here that I believe that will resonate with you and help set you free and get you on the path to where we no longer have to lie to ourselves, and that we begin to take the steps of healing and in return begin to help others around us that are looking for direction. Because I believe that these kids, I believe that our sisters and brothers in Christ, I believe that we are all connected for a reason. And so it is my hope that you join me August 5th through 8th in this summit. Listen to my story. Listen to the things that have occurred in my life and how I've overcome it, and how I still can sit here night after night feeling as though I am worthy of abundance. I just believe that I am. And not only that, I believe that you are too. So I put the link there in the comment section. So for you guys that are here, I appreciate you letting me know that you're here. The link is there. Get your ticket. It's $37. And when you purchase that ticket to get that content from the summit, you have a lifetime access to that. So even if you can't be there August 5th through 8th, you can always go back and have access to that content when it's best for you. When you have that quiet time that you can sit and really meditate and really go through that. And I know that some of you may say, well, I go to church and, that's all I need. All I need is the preacher, he preached to me and or she preached to me and so I'm okay. But are you really? Are you really okay? So I'm not saying that that's not working or it won't work for you. But I'm saying if you're still having those thoughts and those feelings that you have to hide and have to suppress, sometimes you need to add something a little extra to the recipe. Add something a little extra to the what you've tried already. And I believe this may be the missing link. I believe that the community of of vulnerability, the community of compassion, and the vision behind the summit could be what you need to help set you on the path to really becoming healed and delivered and set free from the shame of our past, from the shame of our addictions, from the shame of our betrayals, from the shame and the hardships of our trauma. So join me, if you will, August 5th through 8th for the Worthy of Abundance Summit. Again, the link is there in the comment section. And I would love and appreciate your support and you being my special guest and joining me in that summit. I am your host, Tricia Bray Smith, author, educator, and public speaker. I'll see you right here again tomorrow night at 10 p.m. Good night, everybody.